I saw a video of a creator woman begin to ask, how come Afro-Brazilians, we'll just say Brazilians, because over 90% of Brazil is Afro, whether it be Native Indian or predominantly West African. Even the Spaniards come from Spain and Portugal, and those are simply Sephardic Jews. She began to show pictures of Afro-Brazilians with natural hair, specifically 4B, 4C hair, and state that basically Black Americans use protective hairstyles as an excuse when people like Afro-Brazilians with the exact same hair type are able to keep their natural hair long, flourishing, and growing without the protective hairstyles. And I want Afro-Brazilians to understand that they are speaking from a place of privilege as well as ignorance. Now, a lot of Afro-Brazilians are Yoruba. I believe you have some fine people, Dahomey. It's a lot of West African tribes in Brazil. Brazil has the highest Negro population outside of West Africa. When I was actually having a conversation with a Mexican guy in Las Vegas, we were speaking fully Spanish. He asked me if I was from Brazil. And I started to laugh when I asked him in Spanish. And I was like, why? Because I'm Black. And those of you who speak Spanish, you know how that'll sound around people who don't speak Spanish. Because we've been taught in America that negra or negro is a derogatory term that white people gave us. Failing to realize that the fact that Nigeria, Niger, Nagar, Mesopotamia are all land masses of Negroid or Bantu people. Failing to understand the fact that the root NGR in Hebrew means carpenter, which is one of the main identifications of Black Masons, carpenters, blacksmiths. Failing to realize that the Sabine language, which is Afro-Asiatic, Cushitic to be exact, called their kings Negus, Negus. Also not deducing intellectually that the Nagas are serpent people, which will lead you back to the tribe of Dan, who was prophesied to leap as a serpent from Bashan, who you seen among the Dan people, the Dahomey, the Fan people, the Dean in Europe, the Dinane in Europe, the Danin, the Danu in Ireland, so on and so forth. The Athabaskan or the Dene Native Indians. These are the serpent people. These are identification markers of the tribes of Israel that would begin to be found outside of Israel itself, coming from Mesopotamia, bringing the E1B1A DNA into Nigeria, okay? This is separate from the Egyptians or the Kemots, which actually means black in itself. All Black people do not come from the same paternal ancestor. So when you begin to see even the Igbo of Nigeria, those women are known for their sew-ins and their makeups. They live in very close climates of Afro-Brazilians, but this wasn't a question for our sisters and brothers that are still in Africa. They too wear protective styles, but it's also because we like to switch things up as well. We begin to look at the fact that Brazil still has majority Black people, and Brazil products are not rooted in chemicals. So of course Afro-Brazilian hair wouldn't go through what Black American hair go through. The relaxer to straighten Black Americans' hair wasn't forced for, and if I'm wrong, please correct me because I'm not from Brazil, up on Afro-Brazilians at young ages. Afro-Brazilians, are your hair called nappy simply because you have the tightest curl pattern, which would be deemed a coil? Are your young girls made fun of if they decide to lock their hair? Are mothers choosing to perm their daughter's hair because it's just too much to deal with at a young age? Are you made fun of for going to school, for doing a big chop and told you look like a boy? Like, do you go through certain things that we have been subjugated to in America? Your homeland is not predominantly taken over by Horites and Amorites. A lot of us are native to America. Some of us are Black Europeans, just like your Portuguese and Spanish ancestors and the Dutch and all of those Black people coming over from Europe. And then we are also part West African. Yet our home has been taken over by white people. Our products and our chemical and our hair products that were originally made black companies have been bought out by white people. They put poison in our foods, in everything that we use, in our clothing. And you want to have the conversation as to why we decide to put protective styles on our hair. I live in Chicago. My hair has been waist length a few times in my life. I'm also chronically ill. So having so much hair, I can't really do my own hair like that anymore. I'm thankful the other day I was able to put my hair in a French roll. So I wear protective styles. And when I would go to the beauty shop, I love to wear my curls out. I'm not always able to, due to health reasons and because it is a lot of hair. And because when I'm protecting my hair, I'm growing it 3 to 6 inches. Chicago, we have harsh summers and harsh winters. So a lot of our women you will see with protective styles in the summertime because it gets so hot here that people die. And it's hotter to wear your natural hair out than it is to put some braids in it. Or sometimes even have a sew in. And this is coming from somebody with a lot of hair. In the wintertime, I'm definitely not really wearing my hair. And if I decide to, that's when I'm blow drying my hair more than anything else. And wrapping it up in silk so that the wool hats won't take my hair out. I'm not understanding why black women are policing black women's hair, but maybe this comes from the Eurocentric viewpoint that some Afro-Brazilians may be having. And this is misogyny, because why is another woman speaking on other women's appearances and what we decide to do? Food for thought.